Welcome to Mechanic. In this video, we're going to show you one of the best scanners for Audi vehicles. So here we have the Mechanic scanner, and I'll show you demonstrated on this Audi 2015 Audi Q7. And this scanner, not only does it have Audi, but it has over 100 makes. But if you select Audi here, and then you have the different Audi models, this is a really long list of Audi models. But if you go back here, you have Smart VIN function. And this will usually pick up the VIN number of the car, and so it will auto identify the vehicle. And then here, this is a US model. The engine you do need to select. In this case, we have a 4.2 liter engine, and press OK. So look at this. If you go under diagnostics and do quick scan, this is going to run through every single control unit, every single module, every component on the car. We're going to select all. You can see this car could potentially have over 30 control units. We're going to select OK, and this takes a couple of minutes, but it goes through every control unit, and we're going to dive into some of these. But it goes into every single control unit. It tells us if there's fault codes. So you can see here the engine control unit has 11 fault codes. Transmission doesn't have any. ABS has one. You can click this little arrow right here and see the codes, but if you give it a couple of minutes, it will go through everything, and then you'll have at the bottom, you'll have a report. And then this report, you can save it on the device. You could email it to someone, to your mechanic, or to a friend who is trying to help you with your issue. So not only that, but this scanner allows you to do bidirectional testing or active tests. So we're going to take a look at some of those things in just a minute. Check that. So the report is complete. You can see a lot of these control units have fault codes in them. You can save the report. If you hit report at the bottom, you can see all these different fault codes that are present on these vehicles. And a lot of these codes are passive, and a lot of them are active. So you want to address the active ones first. But what you can do is you can hit erase here, and it will go through every control module. And if there's any passive codes or old codes, it will just clear them. So you can see, make sure you save the report just in case you need to do some troubleshooting. Now it's not going to clear every single code that's active, because those codes needs to be addressed and need to be fixed, and then you can clear it. So you can see there that from the engine control unit, 10 erased, one of them did not erase. That needs to be addressed. And a lot of these control units, most of the codes will clear, but if there's issues that are still present on the car, then those you need to address them and come back and clear them. So it goes through all of them and it's clearing. And then this is a good starting point. This is like if you're troubleshooting a car, you scan it, you save the report, and then you come back in here, you drive the car, and then you rescan it and see what codes come back. So that's one thing. Also, this could be really good if you're buying a used car. You can just run this report really quick and save it and take a look at these codes later, because a lot of times a car might not have any warning on the dash, but it has a ton of other underlying issues that only a scanner can pick up, and there will be codes in there, especially if the car hasn't been diagnosed or seen a mechanic for a long time. So if you give this a minute, it'll go through every single control unit. And what we'll do after this, when this is done, is we're going to actually enter some of these control units where you can actually dive even deeper and further to do troubleshooting. So here our scan is complete, but let's say you want to dive in further and you want to do some troubleshooting. We go back and we go to control modules right here. And then right here, you can enter any of these control units. Let's first start with the engine control unit. That's one of the main ones. Here you can kind of get an idea of what you expect. Typically, when you enter one of these control modules, you can read codes, you can clear codes, you can get ECU information, like the software coding version, hardware part numbers. If you need to order a part or something, it's usually there too. And so on. Live data, all the live data that's being sent to the engine, it'll be shown here. If you start that car, if you start the engine, you'll see all these numbers starting to update. Now this is a really long list, as you can see here. So basically anything that the vehicle monitors, it will be in this list here. But let's say you want to do some active tests. Let's say you want to go to the transmission control unit, maybe that has an issue. You'll see similar menu, but in this case, for example, if you go under live data, you're going to see all the input, all the data that the transmission monitors. So things like if your transmission monitors the temperature, they'll show in there. You can see that it's actually right there, ATF temperature. Some transmission monitor the transmission fluid level. Not all of them do. If the car monitors it, then the scanner can see it. But if the car does not monitor, doesn't have a sensor for a level, transmission fluid level, then there's no way of seeing it with this scanner or any scanner for that matter. This is also a really long list, but this is all the data that the transmission monitors, all the different inputs and so on. So it's just really long. Let's go back here. You can do the same thing. There's some active tests in here. Go back, for example, let's go to the ABS control unit. Now when you connect to the ABS control unit, the ABS lights will come on there, but you can clear that code in a minute. You can read that code. You can clear the codes. You can do active tests if you need to. Engage your ABS pump and bleed your ABS brakes. You can do that as well. Right under active test, select that. And then down here, it's activate, and it activates the ABS pump. You can hear that right there. All right, I quit it. All right, so you can do a lot of things with this. You can see all the different control units, airbag, steering wheel control system. These lights right here, you can test those. Instrument cluster, for example. If you need to see if all the gauges are working properly, maybe you have a light that's burned out on the instrument cluster, you can come in here and you can read codes from the instrument cluster, no fault codes, clear them, live data, see what input the instrument cluster is getting from the various, sensors, outside temperature, and let's say vehicle speed and fuel level, and whatever information the instrument cluster collects, it'll show in here. But if you go back here to active test for the instrument cluster, we can actually test the gauges, for example. This is what bidirectional active test is. So you can see those gauges going up, and then if I keep going, you can actually test the lights. You can see all the different lights turn on. So, and chime buzzer, you can activate that. All the different screens for see all the different blocks to see if any pixels are ruined. And that's it. So you can do tests like this. For example, let's say, for example, we go to the door, one of the door control module. Here we can, for example, we can activate the mirrors to fold. We can activate the heating elements if there is such. Let's go to live data. You can see custom list, select all, and you can see door status. If you got a door that's showing open, you can see the live data that's coming in here. Let's go back here, for example. Let's do some active tests. What kind of test? Monitor of central locking. You can see we lock and unlock the car from here. Mirror function test. Let's go enter this. The mirror actually is moving right now up and down without us pressing that button down there to adjust the mirror. You can see that. Mirror, let's go next. Heated outside mirrors. Activate that. Let's go next here. Mirror motor from folding mirrors. Let's activate that. You can see the mirrors fold and unfold. So every control module has different function, of course. Lightning lights on the door, on the mirror. They're turning on right now. You can see here. You can lower and raise the window right from here. So if you suspect that you have a bad window switch, then you can actually confirm it with the scanner. And so that's it. So you can see a lot of control units here. So now a car, for example, might not have every single one. So if this model came with air suspension, but this particular Audi Q7 does not have air suspension, then you will have that listed in here. But if you try to connect to that control module, you'll get no communication. Or the same thing, lane departure and warning system. This particular model does not have that. So if I try to connect to it, it's just gonna just say no communication. As you can see, that no communication there, because this vehicle does not. So on top of being able to go into all the control modules, look at codes, clear them, after you fix the issue, or clear old codes, and look at live data, and also do active testing or bidirectional tests, you can come back in here to the home screen as well. You also have a number of maintenance functions, things like AdBlue reset, and ABS service, and battery registration, and DPF regen if you have a diesel model, and a lot of steering angle sensor reset, oil reset, a number of functions. Now, not every single function is going to apply to your Audi, but a lot of them will. So that's it. This is the Eucanic scanner, and it has a bunch of other functions as well: video scope and remote control. If you had issues with the device, we can help you. And remember, at Eucanic, our goal is to help you be the mechanic. For example, on this 2017 Audi 2015, Audi Q7, we did over 50 videos, how-to videos to actually how to fix things, from changing the oil to changing oxygen sensors, ABS wheel speed sensors, and a lot of other how-to videos. And that's where we're here to help you save money on auto repair. And thank you for watching Mechanic, where you can be the mechanic.